In today's episode, I am channeling my inner Beyonce and aim to celebrate you, the wonderful women of this world. Today, I aim to empower you, motivate you, and help you lean into just how special you are. Because in the words of Beyonce, who runs the world? Girls. Hello and welcome to the Happy Thriving Mums podcast, the show that talks about the simple actions busy mums like you can take to prioritise your own happiness, health and fitness. And it doesn't stop there. This show also includes amazing stories from inspiring women who help others to be the best version of themselves. Because if you feel great, you thrive, and so does your family. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Happy Thriving Mums podcast. Today, in honour of International Women's Day that is happening in the week this episode is released, I am celebrating all the women in this world. Every woman is something to someone, and I expect you are a mum, and this is why you are listening to this podcast. And I am also sure that you are a daughter, because let's face it, we all come from somewhere and someone. But maybe you're also a sister or an aunt or a niece or a friend or a teacher, a doctor, farmer, athlete, politician. Whoever you are, whatever you are a woman who means something very special to someone, to multiple people. And today I want you to know just how amazing you are. Women take on big roles in this world, many of which I feel sometimes can be overlooked. As a mum, we often take on more of the mental load within a family. And this can be really, really tough. From chatting with friends, it seems to be the same in most households, that as a mum, we are still the main caregivers to our children. We're still the main people that organise the calendar, the planners. We're the ones that often clean the house, tidy up. We're the school uniform monitors, the class WhatsApp group members, and head motivators within the household, amongst a whole host of other things. Most women do this in line with working, whether it's full-time or part-time. We are trying to find that extra money to help pay the ever-rising bills, and it just does not stop. We do not stop. No wonder so many mums can feel exhausted and burnt out. We are firefighting and dousing flames on a daily basis. And this episode is not to throw shade at partners, because I know that partners are often in very tricky situations as well, for whatever reason, working hard and trying to get all of their stuff done. And we have to come together quite often as a team. If you have a partner, if those of you, some of us don't have partners, and I can only imagine the challenges which are there as a single parent. But it seems that for many of us, or within this time at least, we are still living in a hangover from years gone by, where there remains some distinct roles of men and women. And I think years ago, these distinctions between what is considered traditional family setups of men and women were much clearer. Now, however your family is set up, the different roles and the roles we have to play and the jobs that we have to do are increasingly blurred, and this can cause discontent, and this can cause people to live in a way where you kind of just feel a bit clouded by situations, and it is hard to navigate, and it can make you feel exhausted and tired, and it can help make things easier at times, but more challenging at others. Talking to a friend at Christmas, she was sharing this extract that she'd been sent by another friend of a friend, from a high school, so I think it's American based, but it's a high school home economics school textbook. So bear this in mind, this extract is from a school textbook from the 1950s. And the extract, or actually I think the book, was titled How to Look After Your Husband. I mean, I'll read you a little bit of it now. It's unbelievable, really. So this is a bit from this book, How to Look After Your Husband. It says, firstly, prepare yourself. He has just been with a lot of work-weary people. Be a little gay and a little more interesting. His boring day may need a lift. Prepare the children. They are little treasures, and he would like to see them playing the part. Minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise. Try to encourage the children to be quiet, be happy to see him, greet him with a warm smile, and be glad that he is home. Some don'ts. Don't greet him with problems or complaints. Don't complain if he is late for dinner. Make him comfortable. Have him lean back in a comfortable chair or suggest he lies down in the bedroom. Have a cool or warm drink ready for him. Arrange his pillow and offer to take his shoes off. Speak in a low, soft, soothing and pleasant voice. Allow him to relax and unwind. The goal? Try to make your home a place of peace and order where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit. I mean, what can I say? I definitely do all of those things when my husband gets home, don't you? I mean, it's so ridiculous. Some of that, reading through it, and when my friend was telling us about this, it was so funny. We were just sat there in tears of laughter because this was something which was given out to children as a way that they should be behaving. And whilst I completely understand the idea, if you want to make your partner feel comfortable, you want to make them feel good, you want to have a lovely calm home for people to come home to and be invited to, but you want the same for yourself, right? You want to be made to feel comfortable, you want to be able to be looked after and have time to relax and unwind. It is just crazy that this was written down as an actual piece of text within a book for children of high school. It's unbelievable. Today, things have moved on significantly, right, since this was a classroom staple. But I think there are still some changes that need to happen in terms of kind of equality and what men and women are required to do. And I think there is so much progress that has been made. And I know that there are great efforts that everybody is going to, which is really, really good. But there still are factors which can really upset me, especially in relation to sport, exercise and physical activity, and attitudes which are there, which can affect how people show up to feel as a woman you can become fitter and healthier, and you have a space to do that. So I find that as a PE teacher it's really upsetting, as a women's personal trainer it's really upsetting, and as a mum I see this disparity between girls and boys and women and men in regards to sport and exercise spaces and ideas, which I just find we need to really actively change, as well as a lot of other things in society. So I find it really difficult that apparently at the moment there's been research done that shows 8 in 10 girls still see women's sport as not taken as seriously as men. There's 49% of primary school age girls which take part in team sports, which is much lower than the amount of boys that take part. Only 38% of women over 40 meet the minimum guidelines of 150 minutes per week of physical activity, which is recommended to promote a healthy lifestyle. 23% of women are considered inactive and don't really do anything at all. This worries me so much, and whilst I understand that the kind of reasons behind this are probably quite vast, things still need to be done here because we deserve better. Women should be exercising regularly. It should be enjoyable. It can be fun. And we have a real responsibility as mums, as parents, to try and encourage girls in particular to get involved in sport and physical activity from a young age to ensure that they understand why it's important and live a healthy life. According to Women in Sports Organisation, girls are just not being given the right messages about taking part in sport or are being given the right skills to be able to take part and feel that they belong and that they succeed. As a PE teacher, I have tried throughout my whole career to build the belief that sport and exercise is for girls, and I know many amazing teachers who aim to do the same, but something is not right here. Hasn't been for a really, really long time. I know when I first started 20 years ago, there was still big drives to try and get more girls participating in sport and recreation and physical activity. And the problem that we've got from this is that there's a knock-on effect as these girls become women and still retain beliefs that sport and exercise is just not for them. But it is. It really, really is. Sport and exercise is for everyone, and it is critical to lead a healthy and happy life. And this is something I talk about a lot with my clients in my Happy Thriving Mum program when we're talking about fitness and getting back into fitness, possibly after having children. And I have to do quite a lot of work with them to try and help them get rid of any previous negative feeling and belief towards exercise and physical activity. Because these beliefs that are ingrained in for some women from a young age, at school in particular, is what can prevent them actually getting started in the first place. I will scream that sport and exercise is for everybody from the rooftops for as long as I can. And I've got a pretty loud voice. I've been practicing it for many years. So I think my voice will be quite far reaching if I had to do this. But I really, really want you to believe it too. I want you to believe that sport and exercise is for everyone. There are some amazing role models out there that have worked wonders to show how women have a space in the world, whether it's in sport, whether it's in business, whether it's in the arts, wherever it is. And this episode is not meant to be a ranty, oh, woe is us as women episode. It is about celebrating how amazingly fabulous women are, whilst recognising there are still some ways to go to really, really allow us to thrive even more. So now my rant is over, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate female achievement and all the female achievements to come. So to do this, I would like to just do a very quick exercise with you. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and you can stop and pause this as you go through. But what I really think is so powerful, and I do this quite frequently, is to stop and to think about your future self. Okay, so today, what are you doing? What are you doing now? Where are you? What's your job? What do you do on a daily basis? Have you got dreams? Have you got something that you would like to walk towards or aim for in the future? So think about future you. Okay, so this could be in a week, this could be in 6 months, this could be in 3 years, it could be whatever. Think about it, maybe put a date on it. So you could write the title, Future Me in 6 months. So think about future you in 6 months. What do you look like? What does she look like? Okay, what is she wearing? How does she hold herself? How does she look? How does she feel? What does she wear? What does she do? And what does she say? Okay, so few questions there. What does your future self look like? How does she feel? How does she hold herself? What does she do? What does she say? Dream big on this. So an example could be, maybe you would love to lose a bit of weight before going on holiday in the summer. So future you could be however many pounds lighter. You might have done a bit of work on toning up to make you feel more confident. You might decide that you want to dress in different colours to make yourself stand out a bit more. Or you might just want to feel a bit more confident in your own skin, so you start to glow from the inside out. Now you've kind of thought about what she looks like and how she feels. How can you get there? So retrace those steps. So say it's 6 months' time, that's what you want to be. Think about that person. Think about future you. How has she got to where she is from where you are right now? Try and come up with some little steps that you can do on a daily basis to try and get where you want to be. So as with my example, maybe what you'd really like to do is start off by walking daily. Start off with 10 minutes each day and then build up to 15 minutes each day, to 20 minutes each day. Do it really gradually. Maybe you think you might like to drink more water to kind of like flush out your system, feel more hydrated. It gives you more energy, and therefore if you've got a bit more energy because you're fully hydrated and your body's working more efficiently, maybe it's going to allow you to take on tasks in a more positive way. So kind of think about where you want to get to and what you need to do to get there. The final question I want you to think about is, how would your future self inspire others? How would the future version of you inspire others? So if you're thinking about where you are now and where you want to be in those 6 months' time, what you have done and the change that you have made, if that's what you're aiming for, is really inspirational. It's amazing. You should be proud of what you can achieve in 6 months. And just make it a small goal. Make it something which is easy to do, easy to achieve, because it begins a rolling compound effect. If you try and do something which is too hard, so say you want to run 5k, and you've never run before, saying you're going to do that in a month is no good. So give yourself time, give yourself space, learn how to do it properly, follow a program, or come up with little tiny steps that you know you can achieve every single day to get to where you want to be. That is inspirational. That is amazing. Hopefully, this has been quite an easy exercise to do and maybe even fun and motivational and quite exciting. But sometimes thinking like this can be a challenge, and I completely understand that. I think sometimes challenges can get in our way and goals can feel so far away from us that they are unattainable. But actually, let me tell you, you are already inspiring people now. Okay, think about that. You are already inspiring people now. I am sure of this. If you sat down with a piece of paper, another piece of paper and a pen, a few writing exercises today, and you were to write down and think about 10 things that you have achieved in your life that you are proud of, I'm sure you can think of more than 10 things when you get going. Many of those achievements would be so inspirational, but we just don't take the time to think about what we have done and how far we've come and be proud of ourselves. And we really, really should, because you are amazing. What you have done from when you were younger to now is incredible. I started in September when I started my business. I started writing down on a daily basis just things that I've achieved throughout the day, because I was getting a little bit despondent that I wasn't getting anywhere. And just by making like literally a one bullet point, today I have done XYZ, making a list of all the things that I've done, when I look back at it after a couple of months, I was like, wow, I've actually done loads and I'm really proud of what I've achieved. So thinking like this, writing down what you do, really simply, less than 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and looking back on your achievements can be really powerful, and it's a really, really easy thing to do. So once you've written down 10 things that you've done in your life that you're proud of, pick one and then tell them to your kids. Tell them what you did. I bet they are astounded and delighted for you all in one go. I spoke to my kids about a trip that I did to Mexico when I was younger, and I went whale watching, and we were in this boat and we were out in the middle of the ocean, and the guys which were in the boat decided to do this I don't know what it's called, wild fishing, I'm not sure, I'm not a fishing expert. And I was telling them the story of being in this boat and watching these people catch this fish, and then they took it back and we ate the freshest fish that I've ever seen, obviously straight out of the ocean and onto a plate within probably about an hour and a half. It was incredible. My kids were fascinated by this story. And whilst I didn't do it, and obviously I didn't catch the fish, I don't think I could. Well, I could if I learned. You can do anything, right? Just telling them about the fact that I had been somewhere like Mexico in this little tiny village was so kind of far away from the mum that they see in front of them on a daily basis. It kind of astounded them and delighted them, and I think was quite inspirational, thinking that they could go away and have these experiences. So you will be surprised by what you've achieved if you just take the time to look back and to celebrate it. Try and celebrate daily wins as well, no matter how small. Did you get everybody out in time for school this morning? If you did, congratulations, that is a win. Celebrate yourselves. Did you manage to have a shower and get dressed and feel that you're actually kind of like dressed and together? That is a win. Well done. Did you manage to have a hot cup of tea today? I found, especially when my children were tiny, that having a hot cup of tea was something which was so alien to me that anything which was burning hot, or even just probably tepid, felt like a complete win of a day. So celebrate the small wins, and don't forget to celebrate the big wins too. Do something unnatural, shout about yourself, talk about yourself, tell people what you've done, because why not? Why don't we do that more? Maybe it's not a British thing, it's not British culture to kind of be like, I've done this, and it's not bragging. To just actually say, I've had a really good day today, I learned this, or I did this, is an amazing thing. So we should talk about what we do more, and how incredible women are. Women are incredible. You are incredible. You need to realise how important you are to the people in your world and to the world in general. So look at your future self and make some changes to help become her. You can become her. You can do anything you want. You can really, really reach for the stars and claim your dreams. And take steps to do it now, and then your success is inevitable. I really believe in you and I want to support you every step of the way in doing this. So share your wins. I want to hear your wins. Let us know. Let me know. So with this in mind, here are 3 ideas to help you feel at your best as the badass woman that you are. So my first thing for you to do, think about who your role models are. I asked on Facebook and Instagram who inspires you, and the results were really interesting. So for some people, they said it was certain spiritual leaders. Others said it was some business entrepreneurs that they've been following. One lady said it was her therapist, and other people mentioned colleagues. It was really interesting because there was a mix of kind of people that people knew, as well as people which they just follow or see and are inspired by on a daily basis. When I researched these women though and looked into some of them, what all these wonderful women had in common was the same thing. So the people that inspire us seem to be women that lead by example, women that support other women in taking care of themselves and nurturing what matters to them smartly and effectively. These inspiring women modelled taking care of their inner world and their inner self, as well as helping to nurture others. They also seem to bring a kind of magic and sparkle to their community, to their families, to their friends on a daily basis. So these kind of like were the kind of thread that ran throughout all of the people that people suggested were inspirational to them. So my first idea to you is to try for you this week to sit down for 5 minutes and write down 3 women that inspire you. Think about why they inspire you, and are there any ways, small or large, that you can emulate what they do to help enhance your life and help you to thrive. So my first idea is to write down 3 women that inspire you and try and think that little bit further about why that is and what you can do to emulate them to help you. My second idea is really simple. Can you do something this week to celebrate another woman? Can you do something this week to help celebrate another woman? So again, this doesn't have to be like paint a mural on the side of a building, woo, and celebrate that way. It could be something really small. Take a friend out for a coffee just because. Tell someone how brilliant they are in their work or in something that they've done or with their new baby or just in life in general, that they're really smashing it, even if they don't feel they're not. It could be just thanking someone for helping you, for doing something for you which you didn't expect, or just like moving out of the way when you're going through a doorway and really being like, oh thanks, that's really kind of you. Anything. Celebrating other women and being cheerleaders for other women is so important, and there is space for all of us to shine. And when you do something for someone else, even the smallest of things, it can make a huge difference. So celebrate another woman, give them a high five, virtually or real, I love a high five, and really celebrate them as a person. And my third idea, remember, these are all different things you can try to help you thrive this week. You don't have to do all of them, maybe try one of them. But this one is really simple, and I think this one is really powerful. So my third idea is get onto Spotify or wherever you play your music, find Beyonce, Run the World, play it really loud, dance around your house, find your inner Beyonce, sing along, and just remember, who runs the world? It is girls. And if that doesn't raise your energy levels and help you realize how amazing you are, I just don't know what will. You are incredible, and I hope you have an incredible week. Thank you for listening.